Now, on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app, O'Connor and Company.
Have some political courage. What you have done is you are taking political calculations about your future as governor. Well, as governor, you have to make hard choices, and that means telling Jay Jones to leave the race.
One of the most powerful political ads that I have seen in decades, that from Winsome Earle-Sears, the Lieutenant Governor of Virginia, now the Republican nominee for governor. And she joins us now. Winsome Sears, thanks for joining us. Great to talk with you, as always.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Larry. Thank you for having me, and good morning to your listeners.
The Spanberger campaign seems to be in free fall here, and it's all of their own doing. She refuses to give a straight answer on some of the most important questions that voters are concerned about. And then, of course, the Jay Jones scandal that she refuses to distance herself from. She continues to embrace Jay Jones, won't withdraw her support. But it was that moment in the debate where she refused to look at you, talk to you, respond to you. It seems like you are really focused on the fact that she is not acting like a leader. As a governor, you have to make those tough choices. You have to take a stand. She just won't do it.
Larry, life comes at you very hard. It doesn't have, well, let's look at this basket of problems today, and then tomorrow we'll have another one, and then tomorrow. No, there are 10 baskets of problems in front of you, and what are you going to do it? And all of them demand your attention. You've got to be able to handle the pressure. And for her to not be able to say something very simple, that it is not right that he should remain in the race, and I do not endorse him any longer. He advocated murder of his political opponent, and not just that, but he called the man's children and the wife breeding little fascists.
Yeah.
And by the way, the 2- and 5-year-old ought to be murdered too. This is not difficult.
Yeah, no, it's incredible that she couldn't. It almost looked like she didn't want to say anything because her political consultants haven't told her what to say or how to phrase it. It's like you get that vibe from Abigail Spanberger that everything needs to be market tested and focus grouped, where I got to say, your entire career, for good and for bad sometimes, you're willing to just speak your mind and say, this is who I am and this is what I believe.
You know, she's cut some commercials against me, but without context. And, you know, one of those, she's got me looking very angry. And what she leaves out is that the fact her supporters were so shouting over me, I had to shout back so that people could hear me, or otherwise I'd have to leave the stage like a coward. Yeah. And I am not a coward. You have to stand up for the right thing. You cannot be shouted down if you're trying to be governor of our great Commonwealth.
Lieutenant Governor, this is Sean Kennedy. I am privileged to be in here this morning co-hosting, and I wanted to ask you, what is the most important issue that has not been talked about in the media this election cycle? I feel like there are so many things where we get focused on the shiny object, and as the abhorrent comments of Jay Jones have come to light, some things have been pushed to the side that we need to be talking about. What is it that the voters here in the Northern Virginia region should be thinking about as they head into the polling booth?
Well, of course, we must talk about the economy. The economy is very important. And, you know, we've created over 265,000 jobs in Virginia. We have even job openings left of about 225,000. We tried to bring 800 jobs just in Northern Virginia alone this summer, and the Board of Supervisors there wouldn't vote for it, I guess because they wanted to act as if the Republicans are so bad, then they would have something to say. We need to talk about our energy policy. Your light bill is going to be going up. If it hasn't already, by next year, you're going to see a sort of doubling of it, and it's because of the Virginia Clean Economy Act, which no Republican voted for, every single Democrat. And so if you think cost of living is going up, blame that. And my opponent is saying that she is going to get rid of oil and gas in Virginia. And then what? What in the world?
And Lieutenant Governor, one of the things we were talking about in a previous segment was that Congresswoman Spanberger took money from Chinese communists, but she's also taken a lot of money from a group called Clean Virginia. What do you make of it? What do you think the real agenda there is for some of these Democrats down in Richmond?
They're going to destroy our economy, plain and simply. Look at what's happening in Maryland. Maryland, the cost of living has gone up 22%. And it is because of their ideology and these green energy policies. They don't work. Even you see in California, Gavin Newsom, the governor there, is suing to prevent the oil and gas refineries from leaving California, because he understands there's going to be rolling blackouts worse than you've ever seen. And remember, just in Maryland, this past August, the Marylanders were told to prepare for rolling blackouts because they have no energy policy that's sustainable. That's what Abigail wants to bring to Virginia. We haven't come this far to only go this far. Finally, we had Eli Lilly decide that they're going to put their plant here, and it's going to bring over 2,000 some odd jobs. We're talking about high-paying jobs, and do you know why they chose Virginia, even though they had 400 applications from 46 other states? Because they like what we're doing. They like what we're doing. She doesn't know any of that. She was never there.
It's ironic that you sort of misspoke and confused Virginia with California there, because her policies are Gavin Newsom crazy California policies that Virginia wants nothing to do with. We're 3 weeks away from Election Day, Lieutenant Governor Earle-Sears. I would love for you to just take a moment here. I know you're running at a fast pace and you're sprinting to the finish line and you've got a hectic life. Are you stopping once in a while to sort of soak it all in? The fact that you came here, your father with hardly any money in his pocket from Jamaica, tried to make a life for you, and here you on the brink of this Election Day.
Oh my God! This is. There are times when tears come to my eyes, because I am the kid who came off the Pan American plane at 6 years old, and here I am now running to be governor of our great Commonwealth. And I understand that our country is not perfect, but there is no country that's perfect. But America is the best we've got, and we cannot teach our children to hate their own country. Then what? What are we, civil war all over again? We've seen enough. We don't need politicians who divide us. We need to come together. We want to live in peace. We want to live in harmony. Why are we doing this? We want our children to have a hope and a future. We want I'm trying to create generational wealth for my children, and I want your children to have the same. But we cannot do it if we tear our country apart. And the rogue nations of the world, they're watching us and they're laughing at us. I was just reading about China. China, there's a factory there, several factories now. There's not one human. It's all robotic, while we're trying to figure out what a woman is. We don't have time for this.
Well said. The more people learn about Winsome Earle-Sears and the work that she did in the community, working with a men's prison ministry, a women's homeless shelter, it's an incredible life, an incredible legacy. And I start to get tears in my eyes, too. I've been honored to meet you in the past, and these next 3 weeks, it's going to be defining, not just for you and for Abigail Spanberger, but for Virginia and what Virginians stand for. And I have faith, I have hope that they will, in fact, stand for what Virginia's always stood for, freedom and opportunity. And yes, looking at each Virginian as a person who demands respect and dignity and not divides through party lines with the hateful rhetoric that the Spanberger campaign has been embracing. Good luck to you. We'll talk to you again before Election Day. Let people know, what do you need from them right now? Volunteers, money, all of it? Where can they go?
All of it, winsomeforgovernor.com. And by the way, fuel you and these signs 647. That's what they do in other countries. We can't do that here. We don't advocate the killing of our political leaders.
Yeah. It's sad that you actually have to say that, but considering Spanberger's refusal to withdraw her endorsement of Jay Jones, you got to say that. Yeah, we're not in favor of killing our political opponents. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor Earle-Sears. Take care. Get out there. Get working.